Tonight, KC's queen for the day. Grand opening, grand closing in the house. See these stories with your boy on the Black Man Show. Let's go. What is good? What is good? Welcome to the next episode of the Black Man Show, where we discuss the news that affects me and sure, you as well. But please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified every time I post. Now, I'm but a tiny channel in these interweb streets looking to grow, and you can help your boy out. So I will wait while you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. And with that said, again, I am ShowTheBlackman. We are in the building, so let's get into the news. So if you are in the know or a sister with any sort of rhythm or anything like that, then you know that Beyonce, Jay-Z, Lemonade Knows Carter III completed her Renaissance tour here in Kansas City this past weekend. Now, I know that this is about news that affects me and you, so let me just get into my story, okay? I gotta tell my truth. So, what was it? I believe it was several outfit changes, some adjustments here and there, a new pair of boots, heels that haven't even been broken in, canceled, reordered outfits, maybe a new top, the third one that I ordered this past week from Amazon, simmering fury over the fact that my last order hasn't arrived, and here it is minutes before we're supposed to be getting together. It's days, no, hours before the show, and I still don't know what to wear. I need encouragement. Internet, give me encouragement. Now, what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is what I was seeing on the socials with regard to this tour, and I definitely understand. It's not often that the Michael Jackson of our times is on the world tour, and it definitely isn't often that it ends here in a place that Patrick Mahomes calls home. Now, everybody was here. That's right. From the fringe fans, knowledgeable of the fact that they won't get to see such a spectacle like this probably again in their lifetime, to the diehard down with the Queen base since Destiny, when it was 4 members, none of whom named Michelle days. You dig? Now, they was all flying in, taking the train, and even busting it. And we see you, St. Louis. We ain't hating. But, you know, they came in from all over to catch the last sightings of the Queen Bee. Now, after this tour, I believe possibly right now, she's probably being hermetically sealed in a hyperbaric chamber with the matrix level brain feeding tube things wrapped in bubble wrap before being placed in the Illuminati Museum along with the original 9/11 interview tapes and information of the actual killer of Jeffrey Epstein. So Kansas City was under a Beyonce takeover, which had the city doing its best to get ready. We also had, tons of concert goers flocking here in hopes of seeing her, if only for the last time. Then locally, everyone from the nearby woman at Gen X stores to even my wife was scouring the town looking for silver to wear, a good foot massage plan afterwards, some tacos, and that damn Amazon van so you can get your last minute boots that you ordered. But no, for real, y'all showed out. Y'all showed out and y'all showed out. Y'all did y'all thing. Y'all came out fitted and fitted and fitted and glittered. I don't know. It's different. I ain't never seen it. Shout out. Now, this is, to my knowledge, the first time that a black person not named Mahomes had the stadium sold out. Now, that's right. Kansas City actually had this whole place sold out. And I think, in my experience of being here, that this has been like a real last minute town, if I'm being frank. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kansas City, y'all, I love y'all. I love y'all, but y'all different. Like, y'all would like an event that's about to come to your city or something like that, be real excited about it, but y'all won't buy tickets until the last minute to like days before or the day of the actual event. At the same time, I do understand because you don't want to have to go through the whole rigmarole or the potentiality of losing any sort of money, and if the concert never takes place, because then you got to go through that whole red tape and all that stuff, calling up Ticketmaster, can I give them money? No, yes, no, I ain't sure, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And plus we in one of these flyover areas, so sometimes people act like Kansas City don't exist, which is real bogus. So I get it. I definitely get it. Now, initially, this concert was set to be just another date along the tour for September 18th, right? But due to technical difficulties, the date was actually pushed out, causing many to believe that the eventual Renaissance tour wouldn't even make it to the City of Fountains. However, since the date was set, not only did she come to town, but this was the final day of her tour. You know what I'm saying? So tickets were actually available as late as September 29th for the October 1st event, but I believe that was the last date before they were officially sold out. And many concert goers were eagerly curious to find out what songs will be sung from her extensive 41 song playlist. Who could the star possibly add to the musical finale, and who would be in the building? In previous shows, there have been sightings of, Kelly and Michelle, and, from the latest version of Destiny's Child, not exactly on stage with her, but definitely in the building. There was Diana Ross, who received a happy birthday serenade, and then there was Meg the Boy Horse, actually sharing the stage with Queen Bee, who celebrated the tour collectively in their hometown of Houston, performing their hit song, Savage, the remix, for the very first time ever. Now, some reported sightings in Kansas City included Cardi B, Hova himself, Miss Tina Knowles, and even Billy Porter. But who would you have liked to see share the Kansas City stage? Like Kelly and Michelle, maybe a local favorite like Tech or Genuine, or maybe a never before heard of duet like If I Were a Boy with R. Kelly, calling from his butt in a prison cell. Now, if y'all ain't heard that, y'all need to check that out. I ain't never heard that before. That kind of blew my mind. I don't know if that's like a real song, but I don't know. But you could hope. There's hope. Hope. What's wrong with hope? However, this finale only included another dance number by the one and only Blue Ivy, which I'm hearing was actually pretty dope. So that's cool. Gotta love the kid. So if you're in the know, you may have heard of something called the Mute Challenge, where during the song NRG, the audience is requested to get completely silent for a moment during the song. I believe Atlanta placed the mantle pretty high, you know what I'm saying, with their performance, because they had the place so quiet that you could hear a mouse pissing on cotton. So, but all the other cities after that have been basically trying to catch up to that status now. Recently, some have tried to be the renegade, being the only one to make noise during a moment of silence. And just like any other moment of silence, when you disrespect it, well, sometimes you get mixed results. So Kansas City had their version of the Mute Challenge. And while some would argue and say that they won it, I'll just say, for me, it's hard to find where the silence actually begins through all the noise. And, I get it, kids. Look, it's hard to keep a city quiet in a place where they're actually known for being the loudest. But you know what I'm saying? I get it. I hope y'all had a ball. But do y'all know how to shut up? I mean, you get people out there shouting at other people, telling other people to shut up, which is kind of defeating the whole, listen, just throw the whole thing away. Just stop. Just stop. Interestingly, Essence Magazine recently ran a story highlighting the best way to make your Beyonce weekend in the city an extra Black one. Now, look, while I applaud their efforts as a transplant myself, I can say it just seems weird that they didn't reach out to people of the city who could have provided them with a better and more up-to-date list, of places to check out. No offense, Like some places like the new swanky and upscale black-owned dining experience at Crossroads Restaurant Privé and the always safe and enriching Negro Leagues Museum make absolute and perfect sense. But I mean, there's no way I would take any out-of-town people that I know to Arthur Bryant's if I'm trying to give them a real sample of what Kansas City barbecue is. I mean, if your top 3 barbecue places don't include LC's, do you even know barbecue? I mean, I'm just we ain't got it. We ain't got to do it. We don't have to. We don't have to. And Nieces, look, quit playing. No, bro. Look, again, no offense. Even though they do a great job of sponsoring some of my niece's events, I still wouldn't go to Nieces. Kaylin Allen and Ronnie Wrights, y'all being lazy. I mean, look, you could have at least reached out to the man of the city, Brian Busy Benton, creator of the 816 Day holiday here where the city is celebrated, or People's Mayor, Terrell Ray, who created the Kansas City People's Choice Awards to shine a light on, some of the smaller businesses and organizations often overlooked in the media to get a more, up-to-date list. You could have hollered at either one of these people. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, as it seemed like, I ain't gonna lie. Real talk, it seemed like y'all list kind of came from AI. Wait, did it? And I know times is hard, but look, you can at least look on Instagram or TikTok. Those are free. Now, bruh, rumor has it that y'all fed Arthur Bryant's to Mrs. Carter, and y'all are wrong for that. If I want sliced turkey and a pickle, then look, they got Lunchables at Price Chopper. That's all I'm saying. You fed her Lunchables? I'm not even close to being somebody that's in the beehive or nothing like that, but I'm sure y'all got like a complaint desk or something like that, and where you can talk about cruel and unusual treatment. Well, I just think this is beyond the pale. I mean, like, I can accept Jack Stacks, Oklahoma Joe's, Q39 if you want to try to go the white way, but now you talking about like a black established name that was bought by white people, owned by white people, and that's what you're gonna give to the queen. I'm just saying, you could have found some better representatives. And listen, and y'all wonder why she showed up so late. So with my wife leaving me with the baby for the evening while she and her girlfriends got liquored, tacoed, and bodied, what were the men left to do? Since the Renaissance Tour concluded at Arrowhead Stadium, the NFL's Kansas City Chiefs were in New York facing the Jets. So many of us basically just tuned in. Now, as a Bears fan, I was already footballed out, having had to witness another loss by the freaking Bears, losing to a team that was just knocked out the week before by the Dolphins in a score of 70-20. 70-20. We lost to a team that lost that game. And you mean to tell me that our quarterback had us up by 14 points at halftime? And you mean to also tell me that our quarterback had not missed one throw the entire half? That was our quarterback. He was 15 or something like that going into halftime. That was, and but that same quarterback would also give up the game-tying fumble that would be added to their 24-0 route that they did against us. I'm just saying, like, and then they had three days after that to prepare for this Thursday game. Can we just end the season now and call up Lovey, say, look, I'm sorry, we apologize, we want you back. Look, I'm just glad that the Chiefs won. Look, not for me, obviously, I couldn't care less, but for the city. I mean, can you imagine, you high off another nail biter, your team just won, you feeling on top of the world, you're thick in revelry, and then your thick church girl comes home, singing about how much of a diva she is, saying, I'm that girl. And she's waiting for you to move and turn up the heat, melt the plastic off the couch right before you cut. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's method acting. That's 17 years. 17 years right there. 17 years. 17 years of training. Training. Nah, gentlemen, I'm just saying that was your chance to handle business. I'm telling you, it was like babies and candy. Pause, but Sunday night, it was like babies and candy. And it was a good thing that y'all went to church that morning, because you know what you did that night. And it's definitely a good thing that they won, because honestly, I would much rather hear about a huge influx of babies being born next June or July than to hear about some souls being broken that night. Now, we've seen a huge amount of news lately in regard to Taylor Swift and her recent cuffing of one Travis Kelce, the two-time champion and Kansas City Chiefs, seen here remembering to add extra raisins to the potato salad. And I have to say, while I do understand the recent increase of news surrounding the pop culture's it couple, I can say, as a black man living here in Kansas City, I've seen the differences in how things are treated when it's one diva or another. When Taylor was here during her Eras tour just this past July, the city went all out, showing to have an even higher economic impact on the city than the NFL draft earlier this spring. Now, we've seen marquees set up, hotels and local shops blasting Taylor Swift songs to attract would-be tourists and concert shoppers, and even restaurants crafting their own special menus to commemorate and honor the pop singer. But unfortunately, we haven't seen that same turnout when it comes to how the Renaissance tour is being handled. I'm just saying, sure, look, we've seen the marquee set up in Union Station for the Queen Bee, but locals have complained that they'd only heard about it like mere days before the concert, and that was by word of mouth, leading many to believe that there was no actual announcement that was made to the level that would have occurred if Taylor was in town. Some people have said even further that this illustrates how the strong racial divide is here. And I'm just guessing that, you ain't gonna be able to handle that with a concert regardless of who it is to sing. However, it's not all that bad. Kansas City's official tourism site, Visit Kansas City, is expecting an economic impact of as much as $14 million to hit the city in connection with the Renaissance tour. So this isn't a small chunk of change when you think about it. However, in comparison, the Taylor Swift era's 2-day stop from the 7th to the 8th of July brought the city over $46 million. I mean, even if you cut that in half, that's $23 million a day. And, I gotta wonder if that got something to do with them people who do them last minute purchases and all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't do economics and nothing like that. So I don't know for real. One can only hope that when the dust settles from the tour, that the young Virgo will be able to take a very well-deserved day off. But how was your weekend? Did you go to the festival? Did you attend the festivities? And were you one of the boyfriends or husbands picking up your loved ones from the event around 1 and fighting all the traffic and all that stuff? If you went, what was your favorite part of the show? And lastly, was the hype worth it? You know what I'm saying? I'd love to know what you think in the comments down below. Now, as you may know, Speaker of the House and punchable face Republican California Representative Kevin McCarthy was recently ousted from that very position after a treacherous few weeks in which he lost support from his own party, as well as the very people he worked with to help save the government from shutting down. So while I know how much y'all love politics, I'll do my best to be brief. So basically, there's been a bunch of infighting within the Republican ranks, right? Primarily, this is over the treatment of the government's budget. Now, several conservative Republicans had hoped the timing of the budget renewal would be a good time to reduce spending in several social programs and different areas to reduce certain taxes. So they had no issue in potentially stonewalling to shut down the entire government in order to be heard. While implying that he too was interested in reducing spending, McCarthy aimed to keep the government running as well. See? So his actions led Florida Representative and real-life Quagmire lookalike Matt Gaetz, who's personally under a House investigation his damn self, to file a motion for his ouster when McCarthy worked with Democrats to create a stopgap solution for the budget that would last us until November. And allegedly completing a side deal with the president that would allow for more funding to go to Ukraine, but that's just a rumor, right? So, this is all performed against the conservative Republicans' wishes at the end of the day. Now, all 208 Democrats and 8 detracting Republicans provided the 216 votes needed to give McCarthy the boot, with those detractors being some of the same representatives who lobbied against his initial placement back in January. Some representatives' reasons, for his ouster included dislike over the deal that was cut back in May, averting the debt ceiling crisis. They also didn't like the Saturday agreement to keep the government open another 45 days. I mean, they don't like his punchable ass face, but all of this led to a lack of trust from both sides of the aisle for the poor entrepreneur worth only a mere piddly $45 million just working for the common man. As far as what's next for the House, while they have an interim speaker pro tem in place by the name of Patrick Henry coming from North Carolina, they actually cannot do much else until an actual new speaker is selected. The Wall Street Journal speculates the next speaker will have to cut a bigger deal for a full year of funding and negotiate with Democrats on dozens of hot-button issues, including policies on abortion and the border. Now, even though he technically can, McCarthy has stated that he will not run again. However, it's interesting to note that Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't believe it will be an easy task to wrangle all the disparate Republican stances together either, saying no one has the support that Kevin does. You know how she talks. You know how she talks. Now, while it took 15 rounds of votes to get him in just this past January, only one was required to take him out. And now he'll go down as the speaker with the third shortest term in office at 270 days, joining the likes of Michael Kerr at 258 days and Theodore Pomeroy, who served for, 1 day? Was that a favor or something? What was that? Apparently it was, basically. So the House will take a week off, coming back next Tuesday to see if they can get it together. Hopefully we'll see. Whispers on Capitol Hill for this replacement have included Majority Leader Stephen Scalise or Representative Tom Emmer. Matt Gaetz actually has spoken of Representatives Mike Johnson and Kevin Hern, and long shot Democrat and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was potentially mentioned by Jamie Raskin. Now, this is all important because with the 45 days that we basically bought, the government runs the risk of shutting down at the end of that time, because between now and then, they have to go through the whole rigmarole of having to nominate and elect somebody who will have to kiss enough ass to get to see the budget in the first damn place. And by then, we may be into our own prequel of the movie Idiocracy, which was not supposed to be a documentary, my people. But let me know what you think. Are you personally tired of your politicians playing with you and your actual lives while they throw tantrums to fulfill their own agendas? What would be a better solution to the shutdown in the first place that we have to see every damn turn? And who do you think should be McCarthy's replacement? Give us your thoughts in the comment section below. But with that said, I am ShowTheBlackman. This has been the Blackman Show. Please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons, as I'm looking to grow this channel into something big, y'all. But I need your help to get there. So thank you so much for checking us out. Reach out to the show at ShowTheBlackman@gmail.com if there's a story you'd like me to cover, something like that. And holler at me on all the socials at ShowTheBlackman. Until next time, look, y'all take care of each other, and I will see you next time.